Okay, so now it's about a week or so later. We got our part in. Took a minute. There's the part number. If you're interested. Yeah. Just gonna go ahead and get this assembly put together. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the whole kit in there. Might as well, right? We got brand new stuff. Make sure that there's 3 springs in there. Come on. Yep, 3 springs. Very cool. All right, so this is going to be pretty nerve-wracking to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of them, and then I'll show you how to do the last one. But there's a hole right down in there, okay? So you take your spring, and then you take your plunger, and you put it in there. Whoop. You put it in there, okay? Then you feed your spring into that hole. I'm going to do that right now. Okay. Now, you want to get a screwdriver or a pick or something like that to kind of hold this back, and then feed your roller in there. Okay? Now, I'm telling you, you are not going to be very happy with this process, because every time I do it, it really aggravates me. And I know I try not to get too excited about repairs, because it is what it is kind of thing. But boy, this process here, it's gonna get on your nerves. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll show you how to do the last one. Okay, last one. Oh, and I oiled these already, just to kind of give it a little bit of a pre-oil, if you will. I'm gonna try to get you in here best as I can. Okay, now I'm gonna put this spring and plunger down inside that hole, of course. Now I'm going to take a pick, kind of looks like that. I'm going to tilt it to the side. Okay. Now let me show you on this other one. There's a small hole on these plungers. See a little hole? What I like to try to do, I like to try to kind of like just get that in the hole a little bit, to push that down all the way through the hole with the spring and the plunger in. Okay. And then you hold that, and then you take your other hand, you just flip your roller in there. Okay. Now, let me try to see if I can get you in here real quick. I'm gonna try my best, guys and girls. See, just kind of get that to go inside that hole there, right? Then you hold it. Oh. See, it kind of pops out a little bit. I don't know if I can show you. Okay, here we go. All right, now I'm gonna try to get that tip on that hole there. Okay, now hold that. You slowly bring it down. You hold that. You take your roller. You zoom you back out a little bit. You flip that right in there, and you release. Now you should have a nice little springing action. See how that springs? Before, remember that spring wasn't there because, of course, the other spring was a shorty, you know. So Okay, let's get it on the machine. Okay, get you zoomed in just a tad bit. Oh, sorry. Now, we are going to install this right back on there. Kind of give it a little bit of a turn, let it go into its little groove. Okay. All right. Now you can see it's grabbing. See it's grabbing? It's not grabbing that way because this is called a one-way bearing. It's grabbing that way now. Okay, make sure, well, that is kind of in there like that. Put your bolt in there. Okay, it's a reverse thread, of course. Okay, there you go. Alrighty, now we'll tighten that up. See, it's going, it's not going that way, but it's going that way. Perfect. Alright, so get her locked down, get her all buttoned up, put some new oil in it, and see if we have a running machine. Oh, and of course we have to put that nice rebuilt carburetor on there, and then we can start it up. Oh, before we do that, let's check and see if we have any binding. Alright, fantastic. Very good. Okay, moving on. Alright, so got the case on. Getting ready to put the peg on there. Got the shifter on there. Yeah. Moving right along, eh? Alright. Okay. Let's put that carburetor on. Get her rocking and rolling, huh? Been long overdue. Yeah, I just want to take this time to appreciate everybody following along so far. I've been watching a new fella from Canada. You know, I love my Canadian buddies. It's my time. Let's go. I put his link in the description. Very cool fella. He's got a couple other guys that he follows also. It's a very nice show. I'll put their links also in the description. All right. Oh, I almost forgot. We did pick up a new ignition for Bob. Bob's getting some fancy parts on him. So we went ahead and we put the oil in. We used the 1040. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the throttle mechanism back together. Heat up that boot, put that carburetor back on, and then we're going to address the tank here. So we got that back on there. Remember that there's one longer bolt here. Screw rather, that goes up in there, and the shorter one goes back here. Okay, moving on. Before I get too far into it, went ahead and put my cable down in there on that keeper spring right there, and then we went and put the cable through there and then secured it inside the fastener. We're going to go ahead and heat up these two boots and slide that whole thing in there, of course. And let's get old Bob running again. Okay, so we got the carburetor on. We'll go ahead and see if she'll fire up and pop off again before we go on to the fuel tank. Put a little bit more fuel in there real quick. All right, so we got a little bit more fuel in there. Maybe you gotta give her a little air. I ran out of gas. Okay, let's go on to the fuel tank now. All right, so the fuel tank, it's got a little bit of rust in there. Let's check it out real quick and see how bad. It's not too bad. It's not too good either, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some evapor rust in there. And it's gonna be about a day for me, a couple seconds for you. Okay, I'll be right back. So we have it on this waste basket here. Trying to make sure that this thing doesn't leak while it's sitting here, because I'm not sure where off and on is on the fuel tank, but we'll see here in a minute, right? What I like about this, you can reuse it a couple times over. Yeah. Evapor rust. Very cool. Very good product. I like it. I use it all the time. I spill it all the time. See me spill it? Make sure it's not coming out the bottom, eh? Alright, then I got it closed. I was right the first time. Okay, I'm going to continue filling it up. I got a couple more to put in there. You get the drift. Well, Bob was alive. All right, Bob is alive. We're gonna come back to Bob in the spring. We got a little bit of behind in our ski-doo here. As you can see, we have the motor out. But yeah, Bob is gonna take a rest for a little bit into the spring. get a little bit more kinks out of old Bob there. Really appreciate everybody following along in this journey for Bob getting it back running again. With that being said, remember, it's just nuts and bolts, and God bless. See you in the spring, Bob.